shit, this is actually a sequel. So when this movie was first announced, I was a little skeptical because, I mean, the first Candyman movie, it's not perfect, but it is fantastic. Tony Todd as the Candyman is scary as hell, and he was perfect. The sequels, we could probably ignore those, minus the one that actually gave us a bit more of a backstory on the character, but for the most part, we can ignore the sequels. So when this first came about, it was like, do we really need a reboot of Candyman, even if Jordan Peele is involved, because Peele has proven to be one hell of a master of horror with Get Out, with Us. He has shown he knows horror, and it's actually great to see. But did we need another Candyman? Not necessarily, but after seeing the movie, I'm glad it was made. Candyman 2021 adds to the legend of Candyman. He's not just a vengeful spirit. He is the embodiment of hate, injustice, and he's not just out to kill people. Well, I mean, he is. You say his name 5 times in the mirror and he comes and kills you, but still, the point is kind of the same. We learn that Tony Todd's character back in the 1800s, he was the first of multiple Candymans. Or is it Candymen? I guess it can kind of be Candymen, right? Maybe? You had Tony Todd's original Candyman, and there were at least, if I remember correctly, like 4 others, including a child. A child was Candyman, and the Candyman is born after being murdered by hate. As an example, Tony Todd's Candyman fell in love with a white woman back in the 1800s, which was a no-no, so they brutally murdered him. The most recent Candyman, which came about in the 70s, according to the movie, he was just a weird old guy with a hook who would give kids candy. As said in the trailers, they found candy in a little white girl's razor blade and a little white girl's candy, so they, of course, blame him. So the cops beat the shit out of him, they shoot him in the head, they kill him, and out of hate, he becomes the next Candyman. And honestly, I like that new lore. Instead of just rehashing the story like so many horror remakes, reboots, sequels do, they added to it. They added to the lore. They added to the legend. They took the character of Candyman and just made him more. There are twists and turns everywhere, some of which I honestly did not see coming, including one where the revelation of who the main character is in terms of the very first movie starring Tony Todd. And speaking of Tony Todd, he thankfully does get a cameo, and not only is he just a random character like so many other movies do, they bring in the original actor and he just plays a random character. No, he plays the Candyman, albeit briefly, but it is an extremely well-placed cameo. Everything about this movie, from the acting, the cinematography, the effects, all of it is fantastic. Now, when it comes to horror, that is my genre of choice. Horror movies have always been my overall favorite, so I am always extremely critical of horror movies. So to say that I truly, completely enjoyed this, that says something. I give Candyman 2021 5 out of 5 stars. I went into it not really thinking it was going to be much, and I got a whole hell of a lot. Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.